Number 10, Danny Leston. Number 11, Dan Fialo. Number 12, Mike Matias. Number 13, Jason Rodriguez. Number 14, Andrew Guerrero. Number 15, Christian Noguera. Number 16, Diego Roca. Number 17, Jose Diaz. Number 18, Jesus Alvarez. Number 19, Lucas.
And we welcome you back to Kearny High School Stadium as we're getting set for this big match between Kearny and Harrison. And gentlemen, as we were down on the field, we were looking up and wondering where the crowd was. They have decided that they are all going to show up right at the same time.
Well, they showed up at the same time that the two bands arrived, and that's nice to hear at a soccer game instead of just a football game when you see both bands out there getting ready to go also.
Regardless, it's a great crowd at hand, and this should be exciting.
Yes, it should as we look across the field to see the Harrison team. We'll remind you this game is being brought to you by RLS Media Sports. For more information on this broadcast, please call 201-852-5102 or 973-418-0801. Also by the Star Ledger, New Jersey's first choice for news, sports, entertainment, and money-saving coupons. The Star Ledger, the voice of New Jersey. Pick up your copy today. Also by LaRocca, Feeney & Associates, attorneys at law, specializing in workers' compensation claims, accidental injuries, labor and employment law. 76 South Orange Avenue, South Orange, New Jersey, 973-763-6100. And there we see the Kearny Cardinals with a K, as they will be the home team in the white uniforms. And across the way, the Blue Tide from Harrison.
And while we have a second, we'll introduce our officials for today's game. At the midfield, we have Carlos Paterni. On one line, we have Vinny Claybar. And the other line is Derek Van Langen. I asked him before the game, I said, "You want to get your names right so your fans can know it's you." And he said to me, "We have no fans."
Referees are not the most popular people during soccer games, or any games for that matter.
You know, we talk about this game in particular, and we were talking beforehand, the Kearny Cardinals, who are a Group 4 team, this Harrison team, which is a Group 1 team, so they don't get to meet very often. They meet once during the regular season, and of course, this is a close vicinity to each other, these two teams here in Hudson County, and so a big crowd, as we've talked about, coming out to watch this game.
It'll be interesting to see in the early going which team settles down a little bit quicker and gets a little bit of rhythm going. In games of this magnitude, usually it's very tense and tight to begin with.
Hey, Coach, as we spoke earlier, these young guys have played against each other in grammar school, in summer school, in summer leagues, and they practice in every parking lot that's available. So these teams know each other personally, and they know every trick that the other one has.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but tonight it's about Harrison against Kearny, and although they might be mates on the fields around town, tonight's about helping their respective teams win game.
Yep, and you're gonna hear a lot of noise here, and this is kind of unusual for high school soccer. Not only the big crowd, but the bands are here. Everyone is pretty pumped up. We have a perfect night for soccer action here in Hudson County as the ball goes over the touch line, and the Cardinals will have a throw-in.
Like Coach said, I think it's going to be a little feeling out here. There's like two boxes in the first round or so. They're just trying to get the feel of the land right now.
Absolutely, and again, the team that gets the ball down and starts passing around and settles down earlier might have a chance to steal one early, but it's always tense at the beginning, first 10, 15 minutes, and then the game opens up.
And so far, it's been the Cardinals who seem to be more on the offensive side of this game. We'll remind people as we, don't do a lot of soccer action here. 45-minute halves here in high school soccer. Of course, that is running time, and nice. There's a first solid game, and it's a score. Right off the bat.
Beautiful goal. Player saw the goalkeeper off his line again and controlled it first time right off the bounce. And although the keeper got a little hand on it, the ball ended up in the back of the net. Good early goal for Kearny. This should have settled him down pretty quick.
That'll wake up Harrison, too. They can't afford to give up another one in a game like this. And that's Diego Diaz as the goalkeeper, and he just couldn't get enough hand on that, coach, to get it out of the way.
Nice high shot and into the corner of the net. So Kearny, in just the opening 2 minutes of this contest, are up by a score of 1-0.
Well, it woke the crowd up, Wayne.
I think it woke just about everybody up there. I believe that was Leston who scored the goal. We're going to have to get the official score. As we are high up top here at the Kearny High School Stadium. Not as high as I've been, by the way, gentlemen. Doing a football game here. I was up on top of the actual school that sits right behind us.
That's up there. That's the cheap seats for sure.
So 1-0. Kearny is up on top, as now Harrison will try to see what they can do. Nice defense there. Sliding hustle there by number 17, Caesar.
Both these teams seem to play the same style. They like to keep the ball on the ground, not a whole lot of long passes, and they like to control the tempo of the game.
A lot of individual ability on both sides. So number 10 for Harrison, just then be able to beat two players off the dribble and create something. I believe both teams are very similar in the style of play, where you have a lot of individuals who can take people on off the dribble, but also their passing game is similar. Short passing, trying to keep possession of the ball as long as possible.
Nice dribbling there, and then finally the ball put in and kicked out.
Well, Mike Russick, the coach of the Blue Tide, and his brother John are both Kearny graduates, so this is a little bit of a homecoming for them today.
And, of course, we can just rattle off all the great names in soccer that have come out of this Kearny community.
This is a rivalry through and through. No question about that.
I graduated from Essex Catholic in Newark in '68, and we had a good soccer team because we were right across the river from Harrison and Kearny, and a lot of players came over there.
Kearny. And the one thing, Jack and I, Amit, had done a lot of games and mostly on the football side. And I think when you're going to start broadcasting these soccer games, they got to start putting numbers on the front of their jerseys.
We have to get better glasses, Wayne, one or the other. Kearny seems to be taking the play to them quite a bit so far in the first half here.
Harrison's sitting pretty deep in their own end, and it's allowing Kearny to dictate the pace of the game and take it to them. So let's see if in the next few minutes they decide to step up a little bit and play a higher line with their backs.
The goalkeeper, Diaz, getting it out.
They play a little conservative on the Harrison side. They kind of just wait for an opportunity. But sometimes you can't wait too long for that opportunity.
Cardinals with a 1-0 lead. As we played about 11 minutes so far in this first half. Chased down in the corner there by Ciez. And now out of bounds. And
Josue Ciez, the number 17 for Kearny, looks like he's got some pace, and they're going to try to exploit that line of defense by Harrison by getting some balls in behind and seeing if Josue can get in behind.
They will throw in from the side. Harrison will. Capalia.
Harrison had their hands up like it was their ball, but it didn't look like it was Kearny's, and referees did a fine job getting that right.
Kearny keeping it in there. We'll cross to the other side. Chase down into the corner. Now right out in front in the box. And that's going to be a penalty kick coming up for the Kearny Cardinals.
This is really favoring Kearny all the way. I mean, depending on the result of this penalty kick, if they get the result they want, this puts Harrison behind the 8 ball by a great deal, because it seems like Kearny's taking the play to them and has got control of the game.
Andrew Luario will be taking this kick, number 14.
Diego Diaz, the goalie once again for Harrison, has his hands full.
Luario getting the ball set. Now, what are you going to do as your goaltender?
As a goaltender, most of the time with penalty kicks, you got to try to read where the penalty taker will go with the ball and take a guess and
hope you're right.
Hope you're right.
Luario scores.
Great job by him sending the puck the wrong way.
That was a bit of a rocket, that shot.
And that puts the Kearny Cardinals up 2-0. Let's watch this penalty kick again if we can.
Yeah, approaches the ball straight on, opens the hips up, and beautiful shot, places it into the side netting.
Looked like he had the goalkeeper going one side. We got a yellow card there. I guess too much celebrating there on the part of the Cardinals.
A lot of emotions flying down there. As you saw our colleague Sal Rosamilia talking to him, trying to calm him down a bit.
So now Harrison, so what does Harrison got to do now? What to kind of get back into this thing?
Well, for one, they got to push more players forward. Right now, I'm looking, while they have possession, they got 7 or 8 players in their own half of the field, and they got to get some more numbers forward to be able to keep possession and get the ball in Kearny's half of the field.
The best defense might be a little bit of offense. Try to get the ball at the other end for a while. Give your goalie a chance to regroup.
Well, at least at this point, it seems like that's the case because, obviously being 2 goals down, they got to take some chances. Still too early, though. 10 minutes into the game.
Ball out of bounds. And again, the throw in for Kearny. Leading by a score of 2-0 here. And luckily the fans got in early enough to see those 2 goals. And they're still filing in here as we're up on the concourse here. And everyone's still filing by.
You came in late for this game, you're in trouble. You missed a lot. Now, this week I visited both schools and I went to a couple practices, and the atmosphere, even in a school building for this game, was incredible. The secretaries, when I went and told them what I was there for, it's going to be a great game. We don't like those guys. They don't like us. It was impressive, to say the least.
This is Bento, who had the ball taken away from him.
Great job by the left back there. He got beat initially, but with his speed was able to recover and win the ball.
Well, Luis Bento is one of the better players on the Harrison team. He's very, very quick with the ball, and he has great moves. Keeps the ball in close to him, and does a nice job attacking the goal.
Dangerous tackle there by the number 7 on Harrison.
Back the other way again, and fans calling for a foul on that play.
Well, there'll be a call on anything that happens out there. One side or the other will be calling for something.
less than number 10, had the ball for Kearny and poked the way back the other way and across the touch line. And Kearny, so far it's been all Kearny, I would have to say.
Well, that last series we had just down here in the corner was the closest to the goal that Harrison got so far this game. And that was stymied.
Kearny definitely looks the more organized side in the early going. Look more cohesive. They're able to dictate the way this game's going.
Okay, back the other way we come. Ciez, and it's knocked out across the touch line. Again, the Kearny Cardinals stay on the attack here. And I mean, they have just been relentless, I guess, on
putting
the offensive side so far. Yeah, really moving the ball around very well. These passes spreading out the defense.
It always looks like the Harrison players are trying to catch up with the Kearny players instead of anticipating getting there ahead of them. They're reacting instead of predicting.
Doing a lot of chasing, and that will go up the touch line, and finally the Blue Tide will get an opportunity.
Once again, if you look in the offensive end right now for Harrison, you got one player by himself against three of Kearny's defenders. I mean, they got to push more numbers forward. It seems like a lot of players are bunched up in the midfield, and they don't have anything going forward. This is a little bit better here.
I was going to say, now it looks like they had a little bit more settled there on the offensive side, but the defense for Kearny.
Coach, is that because they're overcautious about Kearny's offense? Is that why they're laying back so much, or is that just the style?
It could be the case. I just believe they probably are more of a counter-attacking side, so they sit back with numbers and then try to counter with good speed and technical ability through the middle.
Well, that would seem to work better if you're ahead or tied.
Absolutely.
Now you got to
start pushing. You know, again, it's early in the game, but you got to take a chance and get some more numbers forward to try to get one goal and sort of get back in the game.
You got to score a goal to get the pressure off. And
here's a good opportunity off a restart here.
There's a shot that'll go high over the goal.
Good idea. Not the best execution in the world, but everybody was looking for the long ball, and they played it short for a shot.
But at least they got a shot off finally.
At least, not on a goal.
Now, next step is a goal. Got 3 points in football, though, in between the goalposts.
Long ball to midfield. And the Blue Tide with number 7, Gutierrez, out there.
Well, I got here early today, and I was a little worried about the game as far as the weather was beautiful, except there was a real strong wind down there. But it seems to have died down now, which makes it perfect for the game.
It has really settled down.
Couldn't ask for a better night for soccer, for sure.
Ball being chased down into the far corner there. And the Cardinals. And the Blue Tide keeping it in. And then finally getting some pressure right out in front. And that one will go wide.
A little bit better by Harrison.
We're getting closer, Coach.
Yeah, a little bit better. It was a good searching ball from the left midfielder, looking for a target player, and they were able to get a good shot off. Good opportunity for Harrison there.
And Ignorello finally getting to wake up a little bit there. He is in goal for the Cardinals. And Harrison coming right back again. As we mentioned very early, this was dominated, and now the Harrison team gets another shot that went wide.
It's important for Kearny not to sit back too much. It seems like in the last 5 minutes they've gone into a defensive shell somewhat and given the play to Harrison, but it's important for them to keep playing and still look to go forward and not just to sit back and absorb all the pressure, because at some point the dam's going to break and they'll give up a goal.
And then it's hard to get it juiced up again to get back on the pressuring side. Now, Coach, when they're playing on a field like this, a lot of times they don't play on football fields.
Right.
Is there any difference because of all the markings and the yard lines? Does that do anything to their balance? Or
I don't think so. I think the only difference or the only issue they got to deal with is, they probably practice on grass a lot of times, and now this is turf. A little bit faster. The roll of the ball is faster. The bounce of it is different. So, but, within the first 5 or 10 minutes, usually the players adjust and settle down.
now, Harrison has a new field behind their brand new school, and they do have a turf field that they practice on, whereas Kearny practices down on Schuyler Avenue there on a grass field.
So in that regard, maybe Harrison has the advantage.
And one of the things, too, is we talk about this, and this is an excellent field that they're playing on right now. As you go along, more and more of the high schools are putting in fields such as this because, I remember when, soccer used to have to be played in a public park somewhere. This was a football field that would be used by the football players. And now you have this turf, and there's a shot that goes way wide.
Good combination by the two strikers there. Good give and go. Ended up in a shot. Yeah, I think with the fields, with the turf, it's a question of maintenance. It's a lot easier to maintain this turf. Really, there's not a lot of maintenance to go with it. And the play or the way the ball is played on it is pretty similar to grass. So a lot of schools are opting to go that route.
Well, the other thing, tons of rain yesterday and last night. They had a girls' soccer game on this field today. They had the old-timers game here,
Right.
game, and had it rained, they might have had to cancel them, or the field would have been pretty well chewed up by the time we started tonight.
Goalkeeper had to come out and grab that ball. And so the Blue Tide really starting to put some pressure on here. 22-25 to go here in the half of a 2-0 game. Kearny struck twice early. And now it seems like they're kind of laying back a little bit.
Harrison's playing offense with a purpose now, more purpose than they had in the first 10, 12 minutes of the game.
I believe we had a yellow card there. But now we'll get the ball back in play.
They're about 25 yards up higher than what they were before, Coach. You're right.
Absolutely. Good job here by Kearny just to keep possession, knocking the ball around. Still, if you look at the last defender for Harrison, he's sitting way back, and that leaves a huge gap in the middle for Kearny to be able to play the ball on the ground. I'd like to see them compact the field a little bit more and compress and bring that last line of defense a little bit higher so that Kearny doesn't have such an easy time possessing the ball.
Well, that has to make Diego feel a little bit better. That was the first shot they took that he got a good hands on.
And that one lined up very well. That one poked away across the touch line. But it will be the Cardinals in possession. Out in front. Good job by the defense to get it back out.
Here's the player Kearny is looking to get the ball to most of the time because he can create off the dribble or he can get his own goal. He's the leading scorer, Franco Gamero, as a junior. And very talented player in his own right.
Back on the Cardinals.
Good run forward.
Uh-oh.
Great job there.
Here.
Gets it out in front. And Diaz comes out again. Diaz, I guess, you'd have to think that, as we mentioned the first couple of minutes, he was under siege there in goal. Looks like he's kind of relaxed a little bit more back there.
Yeah. But a great run by Daniel Lesson, number 10 for Kearny. Powerful run right through the middle. Fortunately, his last pass let him down a little bit.
Ball chased down and booted out of there by Harrison. But kept in by Kearny.
As you can see, the game is opening up a little bit. as opposed to the first 10 minutes. Players are more freedom and a little bit more time and space on the ball.
So keeper comes out to get that one very quickly.
Just seems that Kearny is just maybe just a half a step quicker than Harrison right now.
They look to be the more aggressive team, the more fit team maybe. I'm very impressed with their work rate early on in this game, and they kind of swarm the ball defensively, and that gives them a chance to stay in this game.
And Rutten banged around a little bit, number 6 for Kearny. He's okay, gets back up. And they'll have the kick. Oh, nice shot there.
Oh,
how did that get up there? Franco Gamero.
Coach was just mentioning him.
Again, special ability to score from 25 yards out on a field. Although I thought the goalkeeper should have had this ball straight down the middle. It just
looked like he kind of mistimed his leap there. As Gamero.
But a good goal regardless.
Yeah, he'll take it.
That's why you have players like that on your team, because they can score goals out of nothing.
So 18 minutes to go in the first half. And the Kearny Cardinals are up by a score of 3-0.
From our angle, it looked like there was absolutely no space between the ball and the top and the crossbar.
Somehow he got it through. And now the Tide find themselves in a whole lot of trouble. Down by 3 goals.
Well, the Blue Tide are going to have to look to get the ball in closer to Luis Bento and Miguel Miganga. And if they can get it into them, maybe they can get something in there. But they got to get the ball down, keep the ball away from their goalie for a while.
Look for a while that they were putting a lot of pressure on as they come down here. As Calderon had it for Harrison. There's a long high shot again that goes high over.
It's going to be very tough for Harrison, getting back into this game. Right now, Kearny's sitting on a 3-goal lead, and they're playing with a lot more freedom. He's relaxed, and whenever you're playing more relaxed, you tend to play better.
Is there going to come a point in the first half where Harrison's going to say, "Well, we have to give up a little bit on defense to put a little more pressure on"?
Well, they'll have to do it at some point. I mean, again, I still think there's a lot of time left. But at some point, they got to throw numbers forward and see if they can create more opportunities for themselves. I think one of the issues is when they get into the attacking third, Harrison, it looks like they're holding onto the ball a little too long, and then they get stripped. Pass, looking for players down the flank, and getting some balls wide might be on for them, but they're right now they're missing out on it.
And once again, Harrison looking to go on the offense here. I think they might have maybe one shot so far here in the first half.
There. Here's an opportunity. Again, these restart opportunities, set plays are a good way to get a goal when you don't expect it. So I would throw numbers forward here and get people in the box. Corner kick, the guy that's taking the corner kick, he's signaling, let's get in the box.
And they get it into the box, and the goalkeeper comes down with the ball.
You got to look for a lot more of those opportunities. Try to get the ball down there and try to get Kearny so they can try those corner kicks.
No, it's not dark. It's like fun.
Harrison again, and player slipping and falling down there.
She looked in the mirror and she
Gives Kearny an opportunity again.
Brandy.
Oh.
You know,
Harrison trying to get something going here.
Nice ball. This is good stuff here. At least they're trying to play good soccer. I mean, that's good to see. Lack final third right there, where you got to put that ball where it needs to be, and they're missing that.
They handled it nicely until they got up to the final third.
14 minutes to go, first half.
It's where you see the difference between great teams and mediocre teams, or great players and mediocre players. That final third and that final pass.
When it gets busy and crowded, the good ones rise above.
It's like football. When teams are in that red zone, the good ones punch it in.
Here come the Cardinals again, and this time the goalkeeper Diaz comes out to make the sliding stop.
He came out about 10 yards on that one to stop it. Even though they're keeping somebody back, Kearny's still getting the pressure on them. They're still getting a semi-decent shot every time.
Again, it's a matter of, you look at the defenders for Harrison. They're sitting so far back. While the ball is in Kearny's defensive third, if they push up to midfield and keep their line high and play that that offside line, they might be able to keep the pressure on for a sustained time.
That time they got it close, but again, the defense for Kearny.
Again, sitting way back.
Connie.
That time, Kearny wasn't able to take advantage of it.
Kearny will throw in from the far side there. As you can probably make out, some of the Harrison faithful who made the short trip over here probably could have walked, right?
Oh, I probably could have walked from there. It's a nice night for it. They were a late arriving crowd, as you mentioned.
Looks like we're getting a couple of substitutions for Kearny. And so now play back in. It's about 11:57 to go here in the first half, where it's been all Kearny Cardinals.
First touch let that player down. Got away from him. Again, every time there's a Harrison player on the ball, it seems like there's a couple Kearny players around him trying to strip him off the ball. Their work rate's been very impressive once again.
Aguilar.
They just get enough of a foot in to kick it away. See, that time it was easy for Harrison because it was a longer pass. Usually they've been carrying the ball into the zone and been able to look over the whole field to see where they want to pass it.
Cardinals in possession.
This is going to be a dangerous opportunity here. Got some good numbers. Good shot.
Nice shot there by Porter, number 22. One of the substitutions in for the Cardinals.
Well, Diaz read that one well. He saw that he was going to come in low with it. And he had that whole corner blocked off. Even though the shot was off to his right, he still was in good position to block it.
Just about 10 minutes. I would imagine if you're Harrison, obviously you want to get a goal, but I think more desperate now than ever. I think you'd at least want to get a goal on the board before you go into halftime.
Yeah, it's important, maybe to get the momentum back on their side. Again, it seems like they're very slow in building their attack, and it gives Kearny a chance to get numbers behind the ball. And every time it seems like they have 4 or 5 guys behind the ball and making it very difficult for Harrison to get anything going forward.
We only had one play for Harrison that kind of resembled a breakaway, and that was cut down here in the corner.
Aguilar with the throw in. Now Kearny might have a little, or rather Harrison might have a little shot here.
No.
Left-handed kick.
Didn't get much mustard on that one.
Kearny definitely looks so far as the more cohesive unit, more cohesive team. They move up and down the field as a unit. Their lines are not stretched.
And they attack very quickly.
Yeah, and they get their lines forward quickly. I mean, you know, you don't see many gaps between the forwards and the midfields and the defenders. They're pretty tight, and you know, they make it very difficult for Harrison.
Harrison player was down there, but got up very quickly. We'll watch that play again on the tackle there, and out of bounds. But everybody comes up okay.
Watch when they land on your shoulder like that.
So back come the Cardinals, and they lose the midfield. 8 minutes left in this first half, which has been all Kearny Cardinals. Harrison trying to get some offense going before this half is over. Well poked away. Now out in front.
Good overlapping run. Again, the player missed getting that ball wide. You know, the player made a good overlapping run, and he never received the ball. They got to get the ball wide and serve it in from wide areas, create some havoc in front of the goal.
Did a nice wide shot of the
Vincent and goal down there for Kearny's had a pretty easy night.
I don't think he's had to make a save yet.
I think he has one.
I think he has one.
Yes.
That was half a save.
Pressure back on again. Poked away there. So the throw will come from side. Get it.
Right now, Kearny's content with keeping 6-7 players back. They're up 3-0. They can close out the game if they keep it at this score. So it's going to be difficult for Harrison.
I didn't say that. Obviously, they make it very, very difficult. As we see again, keeper comes out and was just able to get the ball away, but now we have an open net, and it hits it.
Great pressure by Franco Gamaro, and then number 17, Josue, was it? Josue Sell. He was able to get the ball, and
that hit the crossbar of the football.
A little high, a little too high.
I was wondering why play had stopped there. You see it. Good job there.
He was set up. He was drooling when he saw that shot coming.
Just a little bit too high.
This kid, number 17's got some good technical ability to go with some good pace. That makes him very dangerous.
Josue Zayas is 17.
Yeah. He's keeping that back line of Harrison pretty busy.
He has been running up and down, and putting the pressure, keeping the pressure on Diaz in goal for the Harrison Blue Tide. So, as we mentioned, they built up this big 3-0 lead. Now, kind of laying back. And
I really like the positioning of the sweeper for Kearny. He puts himself in great position all the time. Christian Noguera, he's a senior plays the sweeper position. And every time you see him, he's just in the right place at the right time and taking away any through passes from Harrison.
Diaz again making that shot there on goal, but a little bit too high. As we'll watch it again. Well, we are watching it, but
there's Reyes again, number 17, once again with a good opportunity.
The goaltender kicks it away. Harrison, that time nobody back for Harrison on the offensive side. Something about this Kearny team, they're very aggressive on defense, hustling whoever a free ball is, or they're there after it.
They do get back in a hurry.
They've been the better team in the 50-50 challenges. Again, they seem to have numbers around the ball all the time. But what surprises me the most, and I don't understand it, and hopefully Harrison can address this at halftime, even when they have the ball in the offensive half, their sweeper, their last defender is sitting back 20 yards beyond midfield. They've got to push up to midfield so that if any ball comes back, they're there, they win it, and they go at them again.
Michael McCarthy comes in, and I can't check the number of the injured player on the side there on the Kearny bench. We have 2:45 here.
I'd like to play of number 10 for Kearny, Danielle Leston. He seems to be an intelligent player in there. Good work rate, makes powerful runs. Good all-around player. Nice play.
Nice play to keep that ball from going over the touch line.
Look at that.
So even though they're up by 3 goals, they're still out there running around and playing aggressively.
Good job. Good job by the team.
So just about 2 minutes to go here in the first half. And once again,
another great ball from Leston to Saez. Let's see what he does with this.
Saez, nice moves there, dribbling around.
He made a great run on that to get it in the corner because it looked like it was going to go out of bounds on him, but he truly hustled down there.
They finally take it away from him, but kept in. Long shot there. An easy one for Diaz.
When he gets a good kick up there, it's all Kearny surrounding the ball again.
Certainly the hungrier of the two teams over the first half. No question about that.
Just about a minute to go here in the first half. And Harrison will try to mount one more attack before we head into the locker room at halftime.
Play here. Well done again. That's player we were talking about, number 15, the sweeper, putting himself in a good position, Christian Noguera.
Well, when I spoke to the Harrison coaches, I said, who the player to watch on Kearny? That was the first name they gave me.
Christian Noguera, yeah. I believe he's been recruited or offered a full scholarship by Monmouth University. So, he's on his way to playing college ball, and looks like he's going to have a good career.
We have another substitution coming in for Kearny. Robert McGurr, number 4, checks into the game. Don't know how much time we do have left in this first half.
Coach Rosamilia giving Saez a good break here before halftime and getting him recharged for the second half.
He was running hard that first half.
Kids played a good game.
And there's probably the second shot on goal.
I'll be content to kick it back and let the clock wind down now.
Can't be too much time left here in the first half of this game. And first half, it's been all Cardinals. And that's a push from behind, which will allow Harrison to keep possession. As another shot. How many shots have there been now that have gone over the top of the net?
They're not getting real close shots, though. They're taking them from pretty far out, and it's not keeping them down at all.
Yeah, not a lot of pace behind these balls either. They're hitting it and hoping for a mistake by the goalkeeper or something of that nature. Hopeful thinking on their part.
Yeah, when you're down by 3, though, you can't be hoping for the goalie to make a mistake. You got to do something.
Wishful thinking, I should say.
Ball out at the midfield. And the Cardinals looking to throw back in. Keeping the ball out around the midfield now. And the Blue Tide to throw in from the side. Going to have to go into the locker room at halftime.
Great ball out here again, Leston.
This is Kyle Quarter who had that run. Harrison comes away with it.
1 against 4, though.
Yeah, they just don't have numbers. They don't have enough numbers forward. I mean, it will take a miracle play by one of their forwards to get anything on goal, as opposed to every time Kearny gets the ball, they get 3 or 4 people into the attack and close to the box.
Maybe because we're here doing a game on this side. But Kearny likes to get the ball over to their left side, I guess, so we can get a good look at it. But they've been working this corner an awful lot tonight.
And the light seems very well over
Yeah.
there.
Well, they had Saez playing on this side of the field most of the first half, and he was pretty busy.
And that's going to do it for the first half here from Kearny Stadium.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments Harrison makes, because they certainly need him for the second half.
So at halftime, our score, the Kearny Cardinals 3 and the Harrison Blue Tide nothing. And we'll come back to Kearny Stadium right after this.